am back with hopefully my last video of the day. Okay, and I have thoroughly enjoyed doing these three, and I guess because I'm feeling a whole lot healthier. And we are now at the metaphysical science of R.Kelly. Azriel, Jocelyn, and number three. Yes, number three. For those of you who have watched my predictions, I predicted that there were 3 women in R.Kelly's life, and I have finally found the third wife. I have found wife number 3, and I found her through the Christmas tree of the little clip that I got here in Canada of him talking to Gail, and he showed her the Christmas tree, and the Christmas tree told me a whole lot of shit. Okay, so now I feel this is gonna be a really hard one, okay, for me. So I'm gonna. Please give me time, okay? This is going to be an extremely hard reading for me, and I am just going to start from the very, very beginning. I didn't get to see the whole Humpty Dumpty interview because I'm in Canada, and I guess maybe Canada played it, but Canada usually doesn't play things to do with people of color, right? So I didn't even look for it. I just decided to wait for YouTubers and YouTube to share the clips. So I went onto the clips and I watched, and I am going to try to be very specific. I watched what I could get to watch. I didn't get to watch everything because sometimes also Canada is blocked from some YouTube news articles and YouTube pages. I don't know why, but our country is just like that. So I did watch when R. Kelly lost his temper with Gail, and then he talked about his children. And that's why I'm here today, because I found those children. Okay. I also watched the little clip of Azriel shrieking from the mountain of fire about how we are treating her husband and taking it out on Gail, right? And I watched Jocelyn looking at her saying, "You go, girl. You know, fighting for your man. Go hard." And while Jocelyn was doing that, I managed to read her forehead, and I saw that she had a baby with R. Kelly. Okay. But for the life of me, we can't find this baby. This is a live baby, but we can't find this baby. Her forehead says, "I had a baby with this man that I can't stand," because she really can't stand Robert. She can't stand him. So she's like, "I had a baby with this man that I can't stand, and because of that, I'm right here." Which kind of explained her saying when he goes to prison, she will leave and then marry someone else. There is a child between them, but for the life of us, we have yet to find the child. So maybe the shells will lead us in the right direction. Okay. We also did see the miscarriages Azriel has had as she was shrieking and screaming. And I might as well start with Azriel, and I might as well say that most of what she said was a lie. The reality is this. Azriel has no idea how she truly got to Robert. Robert told her a story. And that was the story she was talking about. Right? She has no idea. Okay? None. So most of what she was saying was hearsay. And most of it didn't even make sense to her. Her soul was kind of confused, but she doesn't want to go there. She doesn't want to find out the truth. She doesn't want to. The story about her father demanding money from her, that's true. When he couldn't get her out of R. Kelly's house, out of Robert's house, he did make those calls to Azriel, and he did make those demands in front of Robert and to Robert. And he did say he would release nude pictures of his daughter, which we saw as him being the one who took them. Okay? The father. Not Robert, the father. And because of what has happened now, we saw that Angelo Clary is going to back down and back away. In a few months, Angelo Clary is not going to be heard of because he has become a liability to the cause that wants to put Robert Kelly in prison. Right? He has become a liability. So they're going to mute him the way they have been muting the people who support Robert Kelly. They've been muting those people. So they're going to mute him too, right? So we're not, in a few months, as I said, I'm not good with time. 3 to 4 months, Angelo Clary is just going to be quiet. But deep inside his soul, Angelo Clary was broken by that interview. What his daughter has become is not what he thought. She has become too rich, too untouchable. He is falling back. He is falling back from this situation. He's falling back. He has surrendered. Okay. What we could see of Azriel's future, she's going to hold on to Robert. Like, nothing. She is going to hold on to Robert. Her rhythm of life is based on that man. Now, everybody, I'm sure, wanted to know, because I wanted to know, if Jocelyn, Robert, and Azriel had done threesomes. Oh, yes. More than threesomes. There's been a lot of group sexual activities among them. Yet at the same time, I see that Azriel is only allowed to be with females only and not males. And Jocelyn is mingled with all of them. You know what I'm saying? Yes, they have been. And if you noticed, Azriel is kind of attached to Jocelyn. She was leaning towards her a lot, like I said. And Jocelyn is not attached to Azriel. Jocelyn cannot stand that girl. And Jocelyn, as we realized, cannot stand Robert Kelly. And we think it is because of the child the two of them had. We saw it written on her forehead, but her heart and her arms were telling us that they were empty. Like, I want my baby. I want my baby. Which made us ask the question, what the heck are the savages doing? Don't they know this? Anyway, we also noticed that because we watched a little clip of the little sister telling lies, Jocelyn's sister telling lies and batting eyelashes and saying, I'm also for sale. I'm also for sale. Please come and buy me. And we noticed that people don't change. You know what I'm saying? The savages are saying they are out here trying to rescue a daughter, but they're also out here trying to sell a daughter. And the daughter is about to sell her. She's about to buy herself, right? She can hardly wait. So, as usual, Timothy Clary to us was heartbroken, and Jonjaline is enjoying the whole circus, and Alice is happy her daughter is alive and well and such a strong black woman, which she actually isn't. She isn't really a strong black woman. And then it was on Azriel's forehead. Okay, so then now I go back because I just started to say all this because this reading is based on Robert Kelly's third woman, the one with the shell. At the very beginning when I was doing their readings and I was saying there's a third female here and she's real close to Robert. This reading is based on her because we saw her through the Christmas tree. We saw her when Robert said, I want a relationship with my kids. We saw her. And we also saw her on Azrael's forehead because Azrael can't stand that bitch. We saw her on Azrael's forehead. She can't stand her. If she can kill her, she will kill her tomorrow. Okay. So this reading is going to be about that. And before I get into it, oh my God, I'm talking. Before I get into it, I want to say that I have been doing a lot of Robert Kelly readings with women. And so far, I had not seen a single victim. Not one. They claim they are victims. I mean, girls, I'm about to sue Robert Kelly. I'm a victim, okay? I'm a spiritual victim because for some reason, I just get shit out of that man very easily and he's psychic and he's not supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? I am being spiritually victimized. So I'm going to write a book and I'm going to make a movie deal. Do you know what I'm saying? That's basically the type of female that I have been seeing, and that's why I can't be bothered to read them all because all of them are the same strain as Kitty. And if only the world would do the background checks on these females, they will see that these females are of a certain type. That would never make them be the kind of victims they are claiming to be. But also, there is a lot of imbalance in this Robert Kelly story. There's a lot of imbalance. One side is literally overwhelming the other, and the men cannot even get a fair trial with this atmosphere because one side, like the media, has got one story and is portraying this one story as if it's getting paid billions of dollars to do so. I used to be a journalist. I am seeing that journalists have become extremely lazy in 2019 for some reason, and the women who are doing what they're doing are getting away with it, right? However, in the process of them getting away with it and doing what they're doing, there are some real victims under this story, but I had not come across them because of the noise of these women, and I was becoming very contemptuous. And then out of the blue, that Christmas tree, Robert Kelly losing his temper and me grabbing onto his energy while he was angry, Azrael's jealousy and hatred of a female we could not see, and the screams that were on Robert Kelly's couch when he was sitting in that Christmas tree living room talking to Gail, the screams that were coming from the couch, they led me to Robert Kelly's actual victim. Okay. So I'm just telling Robert Kelly's fans, like I did Michael Jackson fans, this might be a little difficult for you to watch. I have a lot of admiration for you now more than ever because this is an unbalanced story, and his fans should really do more work to bring out, to do some journalism, research these women, expose them in every way that you can to create balance. There must be balance in this story, and it isn't there. And I admire you for that, and I urge you to work harder at exposing Kitty and friends who wrote the books and got the movie deals, okay? Expose them for who and what they are so that the real victims will be helped. Okay? So I'm going to call. This is an odd reading, and it's a reading that my ancestors are not in charge of. And if this reading is really weird, I am not downloading it. Okay? But my ancestors are stepping aside for this reading, and they are allowing an ancestor from Robert Kelly to step forward and tell this story. So if it gets weird, or if I get weird, I'm actually gonna rewatch this and ask myself if I want to download it. If it gets weird or I get weird, people, you may not see this, but if I think it's okay, okay, I will share it with you. This Christmas tree, what we were shown in the Christmas tree, and the screams that we heard from the couch that R.Kelly was sitting on, and the jealousy and the rage of Azrael towards this female, was not shown to me by my ancestors. It was shown to me, like I said, by an R.Kelly ancestor. I asked her the question because it's a she, and she has stepped forward now because I have mentioned her. It's a she, and she's very fat, kind of attractive. She says she used to straighten her hair with some kind of a comb on a Sunday. That's what she's saying. Like, if she gets all weird, I'm going to put my materials on my ass. She says she used to straighten her hair in a small kitchen, because you couldn't have nappy or kinky hair in a small kitchen, and she would straighten it every Sunday so that on Monday it would look good. She says it is the culture of the people. She loved to cook pork hocks, and she says those are Robert's favorites. Her pork hocks were Robert's favorites. Okay, pork hocks were his favorite, and she used to cook them for him. She's dark in complexion, more like my complexion, dark like me. She is a gentle spirit, kind of very loving. She has a lot of love for Robert, a lot of love for Robert. She hasn't opened her mouth yet. She is waiting for me to throw the shells. Then I asked her, why are you showing me this? Because this is the most horrible thing that I have yet seen about your child. And she said to bring balance. We're not saying that our son is innocent. We're just saying this is what it is, and he needs balance. The world has turned against him too much. It shouldn't be like this. There's a spiritual disconnect in the world when it comes to this story. And you have shown sympathy towards our son, and she followed my religion to me, literally. She said, you have shown sympathy towards our son, and you have no bone to pick in this, and you really don't care. That is so true. I really don't care. That's true. I don't care. Okay, so I don't care. I'm not a fan, and I don't care about Kitty Jones and her story, and I am not a fan. I don't care. I'm just standing in the middle with my spear. I accept that. So she said, I don't care, and she said, you have seen the lying women, but you haven't actually seen the ones with the story that is making the world unbalanced. And it was important for her to share those visions with me. So in this reading, my ancestors are not in charge. And I think those who have had some readings from me, you know that what I'm talking about. I step back to allow your ancestors to do the talking. And that's what I'm doing right now. So she would like me to call into the plate once again Robert, Azrael, Jocelyn, and the mother of the boys. That's what she's called. Robert. Robert is really ill, people. If you're his fan or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, you better put it out there that he's ill, because this illness, I'm saying it with a smile, but it is a really bad one. He's really ill, and he's very tired right now. And it's, he is relieved that he has jumped a couple of hurdles. I don't know what hurdles he has jumped, but he is relieved. And it has to do with his financial system. His financial system is beginning to work the way he wanted it to. He's hiding money, and it's now beginning to work. Okay? Jocelyn. easy. She is so depressed. This female is having a very hard time. And when I see it through the eyes of the ancestor who belongs to that family, she is really hoping her father will continue screaming because she wants out. But she has no way out because of an attachment that she and Robert share. But I believe I kind of already said it. I mean, she's saying it, but she's saying it as an attachment that she and Robert share. She wants that attachment. She wants to live with it, and she can't. See? Okay, I will. This is coming straight from the ancestor herself. It's not coming from me. She says this is a selfish, self-centered, narcissistic little girl. And she doesn't like her. She wants her out of Robert's life. But it's almost impossible to extricate her from him because they have a strong connection based on the fact that their personalities are exactly the same. Okay. Mother of the boys. Mother of the boys. Who's the one we are actually after? Mother of the boys. This female whom we are never going to meet, or we might, she says we might meet her, has 2 children with Robert. And until last week, she was living with her kids in the penthouse. One of them is a 9 to 10 month old baby boy. And the other is a 2-year-old boy. She has 2 sons. Or a son and a daughter. I don't know. I'm sorry. She's telling me she has 2 sons, but I keep seeing a daughter, but I'm going to go with what she says, right? She has 2 sons, and she's the one we're going to meet today. We are just calling all the others as actors in her story. No? Okay. This one's different. Okay. Like I said, if it's really weird, I'm not downloading it because it's different. Okay, so I'm gonna share myself a little bit with her. So we're gonna go 50-50. Yeah. Okay. Oh my God. This is getting deep. This is getting very African. Okay. This is so weird. But I'm living and I'm learning. Okay. Okay. Miss J. ma'am, something like that, would like to introduce herself. And I am doing this for protection, I think, or I'm hunting right now. Okay, so anyway, this is so weird. Oh my God. Okay. All right, let me get on with what I'm supposed to do here. So, we are blasting through the souls of Robert, Jocelyn, and Azrael, and we're piecing together their knowledge of what they're not telling us, and we're piecing together what this ancestor knows for fact, and we are bringing out this young lady. This young lady, now I'm looking for her on the board, and she is pointing her to me, and she is so far away. So you know what? I'm going to do my elevated witch doctor thing because we need to see her, and I am going to pull her forward. Okay. Meet the young lady. Okay. She was also brought to Roberts by this person here. Like we said, almost everybody is brought to Robert by a person. She was brought to Robert. She wasn't brought to Robert as a potential singer. None of that. She was just brought to Robert as a little girl. She came to Robert when she was 11 years old. And he had absolutely no interest in this little girl. She is not African American. She's dark skinned. She could be Indian or East African or one of those, because she speaks English with an accent. He just wasn't interested, but she kind of like, he didn't get her this. He got her in the similar way that he got Azrael, the story they're all trying to hide. So she was one of those girls who were at the bottom. There is a hierarchy in this existence, and she was at the very bottom of the pile. For some reason, she attracted Roberts when she was like 13. See, the nose is beginning to itch. She attracted Robert when she was like 13. And then Robert started doing Robert stuff with her. Not only Robert, there were quite a few males and a female whom this ancestor says she knows. Okay, this ancestor says she knows. She says the female is Drea. Okay, so anyway, she had hair. She has hair that Robert really loves. He loves her hair. And he shared her a lot. He had some kind of male lover, and the two of them used to be with her a lot. A lot. Yikes. You will notice that there is a thing here, a split. And right at the end of the split are 3 shells. 1, 2, 3, and I will return them where they are because apparently they are of significant importance over there. So anyway, he really got down with her for some reason. So the split is very simple, people. This is the story from Robert's side. Robert and his two women's side. And this is the story from the girl's side. And that is where we wanted to go in the very first place. So we're going to do that right now. I'm told to cover my head again. Today I'm the lady in red. Okay, so this is Miss Girl, and she is the one we actually wanted in the very first place, and we got her because we don't know her name, so we were pulling her energy from these three people, and we succeeded. This is the girl. She's got silky jet black hair, but she's dark. She's 17 now. She is living with someone, but it's someone who is there to take care of it, to protect her, to watch out for her. And these are her babies. One miscarriage, one live birth. One live birth, one miscarriage. So in all the time she's been with Robert, she has had 4 pregnancies and 2 live births. She says because of the beatings, she lost the other 2 because Robert beat her. Her first baby, so she's talking now. Her first child was when she was 15. She gave birth in the house. She says she hid the pregnancy. Robert didn't pay that much attention to her, and he found out way too late, and he decided that he was just going to let it ride. She keeps saying the other women, they know about this, yet nobody has told my story. No one has told my story. No one is looking for me. No one misses me. And Robert is all I have. Robert and my kids. So she gave birth at 15 the first time. She says in the penthouse. And she had complications. And she said she screamed and screamed and screamed. Hence the screams my ancestors and I saw on the Christmas tree and on the chair. And she eventually did have a son. I'm asking her if it is a boy because, I like girls, so I'm fighting for a girl. She says, yes, it's a boy. And then she says it took a long time for Robert to bond. But then he decided that I should have another one. And my second child is because Robert wanted another one. So I'm asking her, are these the children that Robert claims as his? Because I saw that he only claimed 2 kids and I didn't know what 2 kids, because I knew he wasn't claiming the kids he had with Drea, because he is that guy who once you leave his life, he disowns you. No buts or whats. He completely disowns you, right? So I noticed that. So I'm asking her if these are the 2 kids he acknowledges as his. She says she doesn't know. What she does know is that he's a very good father. And what she does know is that her life has improved since she became a mother. Where are you from? She won't say. Where are you from, really? I'm going to say what is being said by this ancestor, Sri Lanka. How did you get there? My uncle brought me. They are friends. So where are you now? In a house? Lots of trees, lots of land. They said I'm going to stay there until things get better. I love it. I'm like done. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm done. I don't think I'm downloading this. I'm not downloading it. Okay, maybe no. I'm gonna play music and I am sorry, people. I cut that reading. I am done. I could not carry on with that reading. I just got too emotional, and the visions were just awful, and I couldn't do it. And I would like to thank the ancestor who said I am bringing balance by showing the truth. And I think I've done my bit. I think I've put it out there, because once it's out in the universe, it'll come out in droves and droves and droves. But R.Kelly wants a relationship with those kids because he really loves them, and he's older now, and he's appreciating children, and he really wants he really appreciates these children. He loves them to death. We did see that he had more kids than that, but he just acknowledges some kids and not others. But these particular kids, he really, really loves them, because somehow the way the mother raises them, it reminds him of his mother or something like that. But she's very young, and I just couldn't do it. Trauma. No. Okay. So I want to thank you all for being understanding, because I am going to download it, because my ancestors insist that I download it. So I'm sure you've watched it. I want to thank you for your understanding. I just didn't want the trauma. Okay? I just didn't want it. Thank you. Bye.